Wow, what a superb fight we've got here. Two unbeaten fighters going head to head for the undisputed welterweight championship of the... Oh, no. It's Joshua Whyte 2, A History of Violence, DAZN pay-per-view, August 12th, 02 London. Yeah, it's that rematch of that fight you really don't want to see again. Anthony Joshua against Dillian Whyte. Well, what can I say? I don't know why this is a pay-per-view event. But let's talk about a bit more of BWTM Sports Gaming. Don't go anywhere. Okay, as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. You're watching BWTM Sports Gaming. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments. Please do leave your comments, because when you do, it lets YouTube know that this is a decent video to watch. It's all about algorithms now. That's what it's all about on YouTube now. It's the fight that nobody gives a damn about. Let's be honest. It's like, well, how are you selling this fight? Are you selling it as it's Joshua's last fight before he goes on against Deontay Wilder? Well, how does that prepare you for Deontay Wilder? Whyte and Wilder fight in two totally different styles. Like, the only comparison between Dillian Whyte and Deontay Wilder is that they both have DW. Dillian Whyte, Deontay Wilder. DW. That's it. So how can you tell me that this is a preparation for Deontay Wilder? How is this a warm-up for the Deontay Wilder fight? I don't get it. I don't understand. Joshua's last fight was a lackluster performance against Jermaine Franklin. Dillian Whyte's last fight was against the same dude. And that time, Jermaine Franklin was unbeaten. And I warned you all then that Jermaine Franklin would prove to be a bit of a handful for Dillian Whyte, because a lot of people underestimate the skill set of Jermaine Franklin. And then people said, oh, Joshua's going to knock out Jermaine Franklin. I said, watch Jermaine Franklin. He could cause himself to be a bit of a problem. And he was a bit of a problem on the night. Joshua was unable to get him out of there. The British press, well, you know, some of them in the Joshua corner say, Joshua's becoming he's been a little bit more patient now. No, I don't think so. I don't think Joshua is, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think he's dedicated to the sport no more. I don't think he cares about boxing. I think he cares about the money. I don't think he actually cares about boxing anymore. And if he could walk away from the sport tomorrow, I'm sure he damn well would. Because you tell me, what is the motivating factor to get in the ring against Deontay Wilder when you ain't even got a world title? And why is this fight pay-per-view, by the way? None of these guys are world champions. What is pay-per-view? The standard of pay-per-view for me, to be honest, is Terence Crawford against Errol Spence. That is pay-per-view. Two unbeaten fighters, two fighters in the top 10, two world champions, unifying and become undisputed. That is worth pay-per-view. This is not pay-per-view. And I'll tell you a number of reasons why I don't think this is pay-per-view. Number one, both guys have not come off performances that are worthy of a pay-per-view fight. When I think pay-per-view, I think an event. I think you must pay to watch this fight because it's unmissable. You know, Tyson Holyfield, Lewis Holyfield, Hagler Hearns, Hagler Leonard, Hagler Duran, Hagler Hearns. Those are super fights for me. Those are super fights. You know, Roy Jones, when he moved up in weight to fight John Ruiz, that's a pay-per-view for me. Roy Jones versus Tarver, that's a pay-per-view for me because, you know, there's rivalry. Roy's coming down back to light heavyweight. Tarver hates his guts. That's pay-per-view for me. That's pay-per-view. Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones. That's pay-per-view for me. Why? Well, because it's two legends going at it. And it's like, it's not something you just go out and watch every day. It's a special event. Mayweather fighting exhibitions? No, that's not pay-per-view. If you want to watch Mayweather, go to the stadium, watch him fight. Not for me. So, yeah, I mean, I struggle with this pay-per-view format. I really do. Good evening and good evening. Unwanted fight. Both should be fighting others to climb up the ranks. Pay-per-view. Uno, shocking. Yep. Joke fight is indeed. $26.99 for two-shot fighters nobody wants to see. There you go. He goes, Jay Taylor goes, it's pay-per-view because Joshua fans will pay. Well, I can tell you now, if Joshua fans alone pay, I don't think the pay-per-view is worth it. Collectively, because both of them have lost a fan base. Dillian Whyte has lost a fan base after his performance against Tyson Fury. That was unforgettable. Came out first round boxing as a southpaw, and it was just like he was treading in mud. And he didn't fight anything like the Dillian Whyte that we'd seen previously. And then we had Joshua, his two back-to-back losses to Usyk, throwing the belts out the ring on a mad one, and then afterwards come back and putting a lackluster performance in against Jermaine Franklin. So to be honest, none of these guys are worthy of pay-per-view, to be honest. I think both guys should be paid. That's without a question, because they're boxers, but this is ridiculous. If we're going to do this, then we need Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury 4, since we're being crazy. Well, you know what? I'd pay for that. I'll always pay for Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, because you know what you're getting with Wilder and Fury. Somebody's going down, somebody's getting knocked out, and somebody's getting rocked. So and they don't like one another, and that's genuine. So yeah, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for you for that every time. If they decide to fight 10 times, I'll sit down and watch them 10 times. If they decide to fight January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, I will pay to watch that because I know what I'm getting. Dillian Whyte looked like a man that had been starved of his prime years for a title fight after 1,500 days plus. Yeah, I know. And so what exactly are we getting here? Now, let me just give you a clue here. Dillian Whyte got knocked out by an uppercut by Joshua. And that was a fresh Dillian Whyte. Since then, he's been knocked up by an uppercut, but he's been dropped by the right hand through the middle by Parker. I think he may have got hit with the uppercut by Rivas. He got knocked up by the uppercut by Povetkin. And he got knocked up by the uppercut by Tyson Fury. So, tell me, has Whyte progressed? He's been hit. He got the last fight he fought Joshua. He got hit with an uppercut. Since then, Joshua's gone on to be unified champion and lost his title and then get beaten by Usyk and get stopped by Andy Ruiz and regain the title. You tell me. And still this guy gets knocked out by an uppercut. I don't know. Does Dillian Whyte stand a chance? Yeah, because of the way Joshua just doesn't want to fight no more. If Dillian Whyte can march Joshua down, back him up with jab and start throwing, just letting hell for leather go at Joshua, but make Joshua's back touch the ropes and go at him. Because once Joshua's back touches the ropes, Joshua, when you start firing punches back against him against the ropes, he's got no defense. He's almost like, he's like Callum Smith. Well, he's worse than Callum Smith. He just cowers away into the ropes and just falls through the ropes. You saw that against Andy Ruiz. Joshua does not know what to do when you put pressure directly on him and you're a big man. He doesn't know what to do. He just doesn't. And that was then. What about now? As for Dillian Whyte, his punch resistance, how much punch resistance has he got left? I mean, even in the first fight they had, Joshua almost got him out there in the first round. So, Fury knocked him out of one shot, the uppercut. Povetkin it with one shot was an uppercut, knocked him out. Joshua hit him with the uppercut, knocked him out. So this fight could end very quickly. You know, so what some people are watching this fight to see if Dillian Whyte is the man to bring Joshua's career to an end. But those people are asking one question. And this is the question I'll ask them. What sort of shape is Dillian Whyte in? August the 12th is, what, a month away? What sort of shape is Dillian Whyte in? Being messed around at the negotiating table. The fight is on, the fight's off. Typical delay and stalling tactics while the other guy's getting in shape. You know, he says he's ticking over, but, you know, what's the motivation to tick over when you're not sure if a fight's going to be signed or not? So you're kind of half training. Now you're going to try and rush to get yourself in. What sort of shape is Dillian Whyte like in? That's the question. I mean, is he in fight shape? Is he ready to go? Or is he just, I don't know. And mentally, where the hell is Anthony Joshua? Where's his mindset? The last time we saw Anthony Joshua was against a mattress. I mean, you laugh all you want about that, but that's what it is. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because to me, if I'm honest, I think both guys are past their best. They say there's always one great fight left in a fighter. We'll see. Will it be a war? I don't know. I want to see what Dillian Whyte is like on the scales. I want to know what he's like on the scales. I want to know if he can get into Joshua and get him riled up. And, you know, the most exciting thing about this whole thing is the press conference. I really want to hear what Dillian Whyte has got to say about Joshua in 2023. Is he going to bring up the mattress? Is he going to bring up, the Ruiz defeat? Is he going to bring up the Usyk fight? Is he going to bring up the thing about Joshua and the kids? It's all sorts of nonsense that Whyte can be talking. You're talking rubbish. Be real, man. Be real. Be real. I mean, I don't know. And is Derek Chisora going to get in the middle of this fight between these two guys? Because, you know, he's like Matchroom's sort of like new bodyguard after Tony Bellew. So is he going to be prancing around, Derek Chisora getting in the middle of them? Is it going to be a three-way between Dillian Whyte, Derek Chisora, and there was one rumor going around as well. If Dillian Whyte didn't take the fight, that Derek Chisora would have jumped in and stepped in against Anthony Joshua. The world is going mad. And now Dave Allen's coming back. If Dave Allen's coming back, I would not be surprised if Dave Allen actually goes and fights Derek Chisora. Do you know why? Because that fight was mooted not too long ago. Dave Allen, Derek Chisora, pay-per-view. Now, I wonder if Dave Allen and Derek Chisora are going to be on this pay-per-view event. I just wonder. And I wonder what happens, because there's no rematch clause. If Whyte ends up chinning Joshua, what happens then if there's no rematch clause? I don't know. I don't know. It's just, I can't take, the thing is, you've got, I guess, it all depends on how Crawford Spence goes, right? Because Crawford Spence is at the end of the month, right? That's the fight that everybody wants to see. Everyone's got an opinion who's going to win that fight, yeah? And everyone's got an opinion. So, you know, once we've been duly satisfied that fight has happened and it's controversial, we'll get a rematch, no doubt. I heard there's a trilogy with those two, but anyway, I just want to see the fight happen. No injuries, see the fight happen. But this right here now, sorry, pardon my French, is dog shit. That's what I'm going to say. I can tell you what we'll do. We'll do a signature move where you hold the opponent's head in place and down and gives the uppercut or hook with the right. Remember this. Yeah, I remember it. So, good evening, Marilyn. Hope you're well. What I do expect to see at the press conference is typical AJ with headphones on and looking into the abyss, like he's like studying a spot on the wall. And then Dillian Whyte looking at him saying, why can't you be real, man? Why can't you be real? Why can't you be real? Tell him what your real name is. So I think I don't know. I don't know. White's been wanting this fight for so long. I do tell you one thing. It's good that Joshua's taking White on now, and he's not taking White on when he was on that 6 or 7 unbeaten run, because he was looking good there. White, he had a good run. He had a good run of fights. Yeah, Joseph Parker and Rivas around that time. Around that time, Joshua had fought him there. I think it might have been a different story, but I don't know. Who's the momentum with, Joshua or White? Looking back, I think White looked better against Franklin than Joshua did, because Franklin was unbeaten there. I don't know. But then some would say Franklin came in better shape against Joshua. Alexander Hughes, peace. Hello. How you doing, Alexander? You all right? The way you say peace, Ingram, it's like somebody I actually know. Can't see, but he looks like somebody I know. White getting stopped, but it won't say much about AJ. White looked terrible against Franklin. Well, yeah, that's it. I get all that. I hear you on all of that. White getting stopped by Joshua is what people are expecting. But deep down, people are hoping that White changed Joshua. That's the narrative. That's the narrative. People want Joshua. People expect Joshua to steamroll White. But people deep down are hoping that White changed Joshua. Why? Well, if you change Joshua, then there's no Wilder fight. 1, 2, it's another blow to Matchroom and DAZN. So, the poster boy is more. One poster boy is going in Canelo, Joshua being the other one. I don't know. So, but for me, if any fight I would like to have seen was Dillian Whyte against Martin Bakole. That's the fight I would like to have seen. I would like to see Martin Bakole and Dillian Whyte. I'd like to see Joshua fight Andy Ruiz for a third time. You know why? Because there's danger there when he fights Andy Ruiz. Two-fisted attack. A man that gets up inside, up close, and will land the left hook. And if Joshua's improved, well, yeah, that's a good fight, because, he's improved. He's learned his lesson. But no doubt, the third fight would be very interesting. Alexander says, been watching your videos from time to time. We don't know each other, but respect for the boxing knowledge. Okay, Alexander. Appreciate that. It's nice when people come forward and say things like this. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much. From time to time. Appreciate it. Just imagine White KO's Joshua. Yeah, well, hey, listen, I've said it before. I'll say it again, and I'll always say it. If you want to make money, you go to Matchroom. They're money makers, not matchmakers. Money makers, not matchmakers. And Dillian Whyte has got the perfect motivation to completely mash up the plans of Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. He's got the perfect motivation. Come on. I mean, let's be having it. White would say, let's be having it. This is, for me, this is Dillian Whyte's second world title fight, honestly. It's not completely outside the realm of possibilities. Oh, it's not. It's not. It's very much in the realm of possibilities. If Joshua's fighting timid as he is, and he's not sparring the way he should be sparring, I would like to see me, if I'm Dillian Whyte, I tell him to get on that heavy bag and just let punches go on that heavy bag. And I just say, you know what? As Nigel Benn says, do you know what? It's my last fight. It's my last fight. I'm going to train like a demon for 12 rounds, and then I'm going to have it with him. So 12 rounds, no tactics. Go out there and have it with Roy Jones. Just have it with him. And that's what I tell Dillian Whyte. 12 rounds, train like a Trojan, and just get out there and have it with Joshua. No tactics. Walk forward, straight forward, double jab, jab, bang, straight through the middle. Just go at Joshua. Jab, bang, straight through the middle. Double jab, right hand, straight on him. Ding, ding, round one, run across the ring. Like Hunnigan did. Run, like Hunnigan did against Don Curry. Run across the ring, boom, and then a right hand. Go ahead. Do it. Is White going to retire after he loses this one? Well, that's what I say. You train like a Trojan for this one against Joshua, and first round just run across the ring and land the right hand on him. Honestly, the fight does nothing. Does nothing. Got AJ if he wins. Shake my head. Should have waited for Wilder in November, December. This fight is a joke thing. It'd be a bigger joke if Joshua loses. White has been in a lot of wars, but he's able to dig deep in fights where he should have been finishing, giving it up. AJ shuts down in those situations. This fight is risky for AJ. Of course, it's risky for AJ. As Steve Buns would say, stick a tenner on Pricey. I would. I'd stick a tenner on Pricey against Tony Thompson. The first one was a fluke, you know. So stick a tenner on Pricey, and you lose your money. I would definitely stick a tenner on White. Porky said in one of his recent videos that the heavyweight sparring partners told him off the record that Joshua only sparks amateurs because he keeps getting dropped. That's probably true. That's probably very true. And I'll tell you something else. He goes, how much pressure do you think Derek James is putting on AJ to spar, etc.? Spencer's core is the fight of his career, and looks like Garcia coming into that gym as well. Yeah, well, I'll talk to you about it. I'll break it down very, very easy to you about Derek James. Very, very easy. Derek James is a coach, yeah? And he's a trainer. When Errol Spence was drinking to the house, the cows come home and was reckless in his drinking and driving and got himself into that car crash, you think Derek didn't talk to him about it. But he recognizes that outside the gym, Spence is his own man. You saw what happened there. So from that situation right there, it told me that, and the many times I've spoken to Derek, live and off the camera, to me, Anthony Joshua will do what the hell he pleases. He'll do what the hell he pleases. And I don't think, that's why he says, you know, he doesn't put anything on Derek James. You know why he's saying that? And he's not putting heat on Derek James? You know why he's not putting heat on Derek James? Because he damn well knows he's not doing the work he needs to be doing. That's why he's not putting heat on Derek James and trying to tarnish James' record. That's what I think. On above comment, do you think a lot of the elite boxers in general get dropped in sparring? I don't think getting dropped in sparring is a bad thing. If, like, for example, you know, watch this situation. You see a lot of these unbeaten fighters who say, he's never been dropped, he's never been stopped. Well, what happens when you do get dropped? I've seen situations where trainers actually like to see their fighters get dropped, so the fighter knows what it's like to be dropped and how to handle that scenario and situation. Getting dropped isn't the problem. The problem is getting up, being stable, getting through the round and coming back. Evander Holyfield got dropped against Burt Cooper, but isn't it amazing how he got back up? He looked like his brains were scrambled, but he's able to come back. Go and watch that fight, Burt Cooper, Evander Holyfield. If you want to watch a fight, Evander Holyfield was scheduled to fight Mike Tyson. If you know, Tyson got thrown behind bars, and so then Burt Cooper came in, and Holyfield was a homecoming for Evander Holyfield, just become undisputed champion after knocking out Buster Douglas, and Holyfield was doing well for 2.5 rounds. Third round, he gets caught with a right hand in front of his home crowd, and he's reeling against the ropes. And he takes a count, he gets up, almost, you know, and then Burt Cooper is like going for broke, and Holyfield's literally, you know, still trying to get his senses together, and also he gathers his senses, and that starts putting a licking on Burt Cooper. The thing is, you can't do that if you've not practiced that. I've seen other things in gyms as well where fighters are being told to blindfold and then spin them round and round and round and round and round, and then undo the blindfold and then get them to walk in a straight line. I've seen stuff like that happen as well. So The getting dropped, simulation, getting dropped is fine. It's how you're getting dropped as well. It's not getting dropped, it's how you're getting dropped. Chris Eubank is a great example of that. He had no clue of how to react to Lee versus Dillian Whyte. Well, if you're not doing the sparring, that's where the problem is right there. And we talked about the weight with Chris Eubank Jr. Like he's a law unto his own self. So, you know, if I had known that Chris Eubank wasn't sparring, I wouldn't have gone anywhere near him. I love the way Chris speaks, but the stories I'm hearing, he ain't sparring according to David Hay. I'm sorry, I've just got to turn my head away when Eubank fights again. It's a shame. Whereas someone like Andy Ruiz Jr. knew exactly what to do. There you go. There you go. He got dropped. He's composed, got up, brushed himself down, and he went for Joshua. Whyte gets hurt and dropped, but if he's not KO'd, he will get up. AJ of late gets wobbled and stays wobbled. This fight will show us what AJ has learned and what his new skills he has acquired. No, let me tell you about AJ. AJ's always been hurt and always been wobbled. Go back and look at the fight when he fought Dillian Whyte, and Dillian Whyte was not fit and injured in that fight. It was that fight that I used to compile the evidence that if Andy Ruiz got him in the same situation, knock him out. That's how I knew it was going to be the left hook that would cause Anthony Joshua problems. And Anthony Joshua, I'm telling you now, Anthony Joshua is a good boxer if he doesn't go on the attack. If you look at any Anthony Joshua fights where he's got himself in trouble, it's when he's either going for the kill or he's on the attack. Look carefully. Look at the Klitschko fight. Look at the Whyte fight. Look at the Ruiz fight. It's the same thing with Joshua over and over again. Look at when he got hurt by Whyte. He was on the attack. So he doesn't pay attention to defense. Every fighter has one great fight in him. And with that, I think Ingram Jones versus Arthur but to be of his the business. When the Ing retired, he left a lot of money on the table. You're a funny man, you are. You're a very funny man with a great imagination. What makes the fight intriguing is that Whyte is with Buddy McGirt. Absolutely. AJ's with James. Both are rebuilding, trying to learn stuff, so they're trying not to be who they were and fall into their old habits. Between the two of them, Dillian Whyte actually listens. Because you know what? Jermaine Franklin could have knocked out Dillian Whyte in that same night. Go back and watch the fight carefully. And it's Buddy McGirt that says, just use the jab. Just use the jab. McGirt is basically putting out the fires by telling Dillian Whyte, use the jab, don't engage. Because Dillian Whyte was getting rocked by Franklin. And he was hurt by Franklin. Use the jab. So he's just diffusing that situation, diffusing the fire that Franklin was having. And I was really excited to see Buddy McGirt in that corner. So that tells me that Whyte will listen to Buddy McGirt. I don't think Joshua will listen to James. Yeah. AJ sticks his chin in the air in the second phase of attack, leaving him open. There you go. And you know where that's come from? That's come from all them fights against all them guys who used to knock over like Cornish and flipping, what's his name? The whole load of them where you hit the guy with the right hand and he falls over. That guy was in Leo or where's all them guys, all them road sweepers and all them guys, them guys coming up, you hit with right hand and they fall over. Them highlight real fights, them ones. And from that's why he's got problems now. And Dubois got the same problem. When you don't fight decent opposition and just blasting people out there, when you fight somebody that can check you or will punch you back, you've got a problem. And that's what AJ's problem is. It's always been his problem. London Bridge will always fall down with AJ because he doesn't like, nobody likes getting hit, but he doesn't like it when somebody squares up to him and stands up to him. That's the thing. Usyk, Ruiz, there's a two there, right there. And smaller guys as well. I think it's an interesting fight. But if he's not sparring for this fight, AJ, don't know. Well, there's my thoughts on Joshua versus Whyte. Won't be paying $26.99 for it anyway. Where I live in the world, they'll probably show it for free. So, hey, all good. Right. I think that's it for me for this video. I've got a couple more videos to do. As I said before, don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments, share the video, like the video, because, of course, if you like the video, it certainly helps the channel and it gets more people to watch. So, do I give no a chance? Not a chance in hell. That's the chance I give Joshua. Not a chance in hell. Fury will beat him before he gets in the ring mentally, and nah, sorry, not a chance in hell. A man that was going to sleep with who couldn't sleep at night with Alexander Usyk is a man that you think can do well against Joshua. I mean, Fury, no chance. All right. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.